Clara stepped out of her modest car and glanced at the gleaming dealership. Dressed plainly, she looked like she didn't belong among the luxury cars. The polished floors and flashy showroom seemed worlds away from her quiet style. She had no idea the cold reception waiting inside. As Clara entered, a salesman smirked and whispered to a coworker, "Just a window shopper." Another laughed, dismissing her quietly. They ignored her polite questions and treated her like an annoyance. "These cars aren't for people like you," one sneered. Their judgment was quick and harsh, focused only on her simple clothes and soft voice. They saw only what was on the surface and underestimated her completely. What the staff didn't know was that Clara was married to the dealership's owner, Michael Everett. The woman they dismissed had more power than anyone realized. Behind her quiet manner was a story about respect and change, something that would shake the whole dealership to its core. Clara was humble and grounded, never one to show off her wealth. She dressed in modest clothes and wore minimal makeup, preferring simplicity over extravagance. Despite living a life of luxury, she found comfort in quiet elegance and sincerity. Her unassuming nature often made others overlook her true strength, but she never cared for flashy displays. For Clara, being genuine was far more important than appearances. Clara decided to surprise her husband by visiting the dealership he had recently acquired. Curious about the business he rarely talked about, she wanted to see the showroom for herself. What she didn't expect was how the staff would treat her, or how that visit would change everything. The dealership's bright lights gleamed off every shiny car as Clara stepped inside. Her heart fluttered quietly with excitement, eyes scanning the sleek rows of luxury vehicles. A few staff members glanced her way, whispering and exchanging smirks, clearly not recognizing her. They saw only a simple woman, not the wife of their powerful owner. Their dismissive attitudes filled the air, making the elegant showroom feel cold and unwelcoming. Clara approached a salesman and asked politely about one of the high-end models. He barely glanced at her before scoffing, "These cars aren't for window shoppers." Another staff member laughed and mocked, "Maybe try the used lot down the street." Their dismissive tones were sharp, and they clearly didn't believe she belonged among such luxury. Their judgment was harsh, based only on how she looked. Despite their rude comments, Clara stayed calm. She smiled softly and asked again if she could take the car for a test drive. Her voice was steady and polite, but the challenge was clear. The manager, who had overheard the conversation, quickly approached, his expression cold and unreadable. He made it clear he was not pleased. Without a greeting, the manager told Clara, "Ma'am, you're in the wrong place. We don't allow loitering." His tone was harsh and final. Before she could reply, two security guards were called to escort her out. As she stepped back into the sunlight, the staff behind the glass laughed, unaware she was married to the man who owned the dealership and the land beneath their feet. The dealership buzzed with activity as staff prepared for a big weekend event. Balloons tied up, banners hanging, and fresh coffee brewing. Suddenly, a powerful Rolls Royce Phantom smoothly pulled into the driveway. A chauffeur stepped out and opened the rear door. Clara exited confidently, calm and radiant, walking hand in hand with her husband, Michael Everett. Their arrival immediately changed the atmosphere. Every face in the showroom went pale. The general manager's confident smile vanished, replaced by nervous sweating. Staff, who had laughed the day before, now stared in stunned silence. Whispers spread like wildfire as the reality of who Clara really was hit them all at once. The tension in the room was thick and heavy. Michael Everett calmly addressed the room. "We came here to see how your team treats real customers. Now we have our answer." Clara stood tall and looked the general manager in the eye. "You judged me by my clothes, not my character. This won't be allowed here anymore." The manager nodded, shame washing over his face. Michael didn't hesitate. "You're all dismissed, effective immediately," he declared. New staff would be hired, people who treat every customer with respect, no matter their appearance. The message was clear: arrogance and judgment had no place here. A fresh start was beginning right then. By day's end, Clara's story spread across social media, inspiring thousands. It reminded everyone never to judge a book by its cover. This wasn't just about cars, it was about dignity, respect, humility, and the quiet strength that speaks louder than arrogance ever could. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell us your thoughts in the comments below.